Hi, and welcome along to a new series called On This Day. And what I'm going to be doing is running down the top 10 hits in the UK, not from one year, but from several years. You'll get what I'm on about as we go along. I'm also going to be telling you some of the things that were happening around the world at that time. Let's crack on.
Number 10.
First up at number 10, this is a song that was going to peak next week at number 8. It's Wizard, and Are You Ready to Rock? And it was on this day in 1975 that 17-year-old heiress Leslie Whittle was kidnapped by Donald Nielsen. He actually murdered her 3 days afterwards, and she'd be found on the 7th of March. Nielsen was caught in December of this year, was taken to court and convicted in July of 1976 of murder. Also this month, Brian Clough was appointed as manager of Nottingham Forest, and the Beatles & Co. Limited was finally disbanded this month in 1975. It was 4 years after Paul McCartney had filed suit.
Number 9.
Coming up next, it's 1959 and a song that's on its second week in the charts. A couple of weeks from now, it will get to number 2. It's Little Richard and Babyface.
Baby, you got the cutest little...
And this was the month that the Soviet launch Luna 1 orbited the sun and became a planet itself for a while. On the way up, it had missed the moon. Also this month, Claudia Jones, the activist, organised the Caribbean Carnival at St Pancras Town Hall. It was to be the precursor to the modern Notting Hill Carnival in London.
Number 8.
And now we're going back to 1986 with a song that spent 14 weeks on the UK chart. This week was its 6th on the chart, and it was to peak down the line at number 4. It's Mr. Mister and Broken Wings.
Make it all too clear, I need you so.
This was the month when the American spaceship Challenger exploded just after it took off, killing all 7 of the astronauts. And it was also the month that Britain and France agreed to build a Channel Tunnel. It opened in May of 1994.
Number 7.
And now let's go back to 1964 with a song that's on its 10th week in the charts. It's on its way down, having peaked at number 3 for 4 weeks. It's Freddie and the Dreamers, and You Were Made for Me. Now this was the month that Steptoe & Son was named as Britain's favourite TV show. The first episode of the new series was watched by over 26 million TV viewers. It was the launch of the iconic TV series Top of the Pops. And also, the first issue of Jackie magazine appeared on the newsstands.
Number 6.
And now it's back to 1991 with a song that had spent 4 weeks at number 1, including the week that my youngest son was born. And this was to be its last week in the top 10. It's Vanilla Ice and Ice Ice Baby.
And I'll glow to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle.
And while this song was in the charts, the world was focusing on the looming Gulf War. We were a couple of days away from the UN deadline for Iraq to pull out of Kuwait. But as we know, Desert Storm was just about to happen. In the UK, the top box office hit movie was still Home Alone. And a major news item that day was the fact that Tyne Daly, actress out of Cagney and Lacey, had been caught by the police drink driving. And before we go on to the top 5, let's have a look at a couple of songs that were new entries into the chart on this day. On this day in 1972, it was a new entry for Bread and Baby I'ma Want You, which was at 38 in the chart. It had a 10-week run in the chart and peaked at number 14.
Baby, I'ma want you.
Baby, I'ma need you.
It was in America that month that President Nixon said that he was going to be standing for re-election as president. And in the UK, soaring unemployment was a major story. Companies like British Steel, GEC, the Port of London Authority, and ICI all announced thousands of redundancies. And back in 1983, at number 22 was Eddie Grant and Electric Avenue. It was the start of a 9-week run in the chart where it peaked at number 2. And it was a song that would re-enter the chart in June of 2001. In this month, tennis champion Bjorn Borg decided to retire from tennis, aged 26. An early morning TV started in the UK when BBC's Breakfast Time kicked off at 6:30 in the morning. Right, let's go back to the chart.
Number 5.
The month is 1977, and the song at number 5 was still going up the charts. Next week, it would be number 3 for the next 3 weeks. It's Barry Biggs and Sideshow.
Hurry before the show begins.
It was also the month that EMI sacked the Sex Pistols for their outrageous behaviour. They would get picked up, though, by Virgin Records in May. And that would be their third record label in 9 months, having been ejected by A&M Records as well. And in America, murderer Gary Gilmore would be the first convict executed in 10 years.
Number 4.
We're now going back to 1960 with a song that is down from number 3 last week. This week was its 9th of its 13 weeks on the chart. It's the Avons and 7 Little Girls Sitting in the Backseat.
7 little girls sitting in the back seat, hugging and a kissing.
It was the month that John F. Kennedy announced his candidacy for the US presidency. Cameroon became independent from France, and Bobby Darin was quoted as saying, "If I'm this good now, how good will I be when I get to Sinatra's age?" As you can tell, he was a shrinking violet.
Number 3.
And so it's 1980, and here's a song that peaked this week. It's 7th of 12 on the UK chart. It's Casey and the Sunshine Band, and Please Don't Go.
I love you so.
And it was this month that Paul McCartney was deported from Japan after spending 9 days in prison, apparently for smuggling marijuana. ITV set a new TV record with 23.5 million viewers for the James Bond film Live and Let Die. It was also the month of the last broadcast of the Rockford Files on NBC.
Number 2.
It's 1996, and after 6 weeks at number 1, it's dropped to number 2. It's Michael Jackson and Earth Song. It spent 19 weeks on the chart in total. Now this month, schools and transport were severely disrupted in the UK due to sub-zero temperatures and snowstorms. London's production of Cats surpassed Broadway's A Chorus Line for the most performances of a musical. In the UK, there were some major films released, including Seven, Jumanji, Leaving Las Vegas, and From Dusk Till Dawn.
Number 1.
And we're going back to 1956 for the top spot. It had 17 weeks on the chart. It had been 3 weeks at number 1. Next week, it would go down to number 2, staying there for 3 weeks before returning to the number 1 spot. It was also to come back into the chart for another 11 weeks in September. I'm talking about Bill Haley and his Comets and Rock Around the Clock. This month in 1956 saw the Routemaster bus go onto the London streets for the first time. Extreme cold caused widespread disruption right across the UK, resulting in frozen rivers and significant transport delays. And it was this month that the weekly current affairs programme This Week began its 23-year run on UK TV. Well, that's it for the first episode of On This Day. If you'll click up there, I'm going to put the first video in the selection that looked at my CDs. I'll see you next time.